Yo, what's up, friends? Welcome back to the channel. As always, my name is Anton, and hopefully all of you guys are having a fantastic day because we're going to be returning to, honestly, one of my new favorite bands on the channel. And this is SKILLET, and The Older I Get, and this is a big shout out to David on the Patreon for requesting this one. And yeah, I'm super stoked. And just so you guys know, we are doing SKILLET's new album, Dominion, for our January album of the month. So if you want to, if you enjoy all the SKILLET reactions and you want to check that out with everybody in the Patreon, first link down below to join the Patreon. And also, before we get into this one, if any of you guys have any artists you want me to check out, leave a comment down below and I'll throw them on our weekly Discord vote. Actually, this one was voted on by the Discord. So if you want to take part in those votes, third link down below to join the Discord. And yeah, it's also where I hang out, the entire Arc Fishing community. And if you want to DM, stop by and say hi or something, yeah, there. And I read everything. So that's it. So it's going to SKILLET, The Older I Get. Oh, this has such a 2000s rock vibe, emotional.
The walls between you and I, always pushing us apart, nothing left but scars, fight after fight.
Don't you guys feel like every time like a 2000s rock song like kicks in, it's always like I'm picking up these like similar motifs. Like it'll start off like with these like just this really emotional, clean guitar, and it's just like you're just like oh, and then like a singer will kind of come in over just the clean guitar, and you'll be like oh, emotional singing, and then like without fail, almost always either after the first chorus or halfway through the first verse, the band will drop in with the bass guitar and the drum, and it's just like it just hits you with that like we're coming home. Like, you know, just as this, yeah, this is the soundtrack music to my life, because like I grew up I was born in 95. I was a 2000s baby. So I grew up, all the movies, American Pie, I was at pop punk, and you know, that was the kind of the music of my childhood, right? And so it's just, yeah, it's just interesting that when I hear some of these songs, it's music. Some people, like, I always say, like, oh, music was better back then, right? But, and sometimes I wonder, is it because, you know, either those are my favorite songs from my childhood, but no, it's just the style, because, like, you know, a lot of these songs I've never heard of, and it's like when they come on, they feel like home. Like, they feel so emotional to me, even though I've never heard them. So it's like, it is just that style I really strongly resonate with. And just when this kicked in right there, I was like, oh, man, I love 2000s rock.
Between you and I,
like I love that note there.
always pushing us apart, nothing left but scars, fight after fight. The space between our calm and rage started growing shorter, disappearing slowly day after day. I was sitting there waiting in my room for you. You were waiting for me too, and it makes me wonder. The older I get, will I get over it? It's been way too long for the times we missed. I didn't know that it would hurt like this, but I think the older I get, maybe I'll get over it. It's been way too long for the times we missed. I can't believe it still hurts like this.
Wow. You can feel the emotion. I love that guitar.
The time between those cutting words, built upon defenses, never made no sense. It just made me hurt. Do you believe the time heals all wounds? It started getting better, but it's easy not to fight when I'm not with you. I was sitting there waiting in my room for you. You were waiting for me too, and it makes me wonder. The older I get, will I get over it? It's been way too long for the times we missed. I didn't know that it would hurt like this, but I think
Such a good chorus.
maybe I'll get over it. It's been way too long for the times we missed. I can't believe
Oh. Wow. That was literally like a perfect rock song. Like, I think, I'm like, sometimes I think, I'm like, what is my favorite music? Like, what's my favorite music? When I think rock songs like that, I think legitimately, like, out of like every genre, because I love a lot of music. You know, I have 2 channels and they're wildly different. I have one channel that's like screaming metal and hard rock and grunge and stuff, and then I have another channel that's like pop and indie and EDM and classic rock, and it's like I love all of it. Like, I just love music. Like, I just love anything with a heartbeat, anything that's real, anything that has emotion, right? And like, I love all of it, legitimate. Like, I love everything. You know, obviously I don't love every song I listen to, but I love every genre. I love aspects of every genre. And I'm like, yo, what do I love the most? What do I like? And because I'm a very emotional person, whatever I love the most will be something that's deeply emotional. So it's probably like really incredible pop songs, because I do love pop music, like really well done stuff. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like just some really well. I'm trying to think of like, you know, I love some Adele, I love some Kelly Clarkson, I love some Roxette, I love some. Who's like my favorite? Probably like Savage Garden. I think they're like my favorite probably out of like pop. Or like 90s pop. I love 90s pop. Even like Matchbox 20, but they're kind of like this. They're difficult to know what channel to put on. But yeah, it's like when I really think of like my favorite thing I resonate most deeply with, it's probably stuff like this. Because like rock music in the 2000s, like it had so much heart and so much emotion, and like the melodies, man, like the melodies in this song were like perfect. The verse melodies flowed so well, like hit you so much in the feels. The chorus just slammed you right in your heart. The bridge was amazing, because all of these 2000 songs have amazing bridges, because they're probably all written by like a handful of producers. Like every era has its favorite producers, and I think that the 2000s rock was no different. I'm sure if I started looking at who produced all these songs, Shinedown, Skillet, Three Doors Down, Nickelback, I'd probably start to see certain names prop up a lot. Or maybe I would. Maybe it's just like, but it was just such a unified sound. It was, and the cool thing about this song is it had like a kind of a mix between like pop punk and rock. It was like, at times I felt like the chords and stuff felt like very much like a pop punk song, but with John's voice and the way, like the tone of everything felt like a rock song. But even that, it still kind of went kind of back and forth. It was really cool. Like this song is like very, if it's like a genre blend of, I feel like, pop punk and rock. It's just absolutely beautiful. And I felt it, like John's emotion just really came out. I've never connected with him like I have in this song. This is like the deepest I've connected with him. Because, you know, obviously I've had some really intense trauma and stuff with my father. And so hearing this, I think this is about him and his dad. Brian Howes. So who else did Brian? Oh, okay. So you get Simple Plan, you get Hinder, who I know were big back in the day. Boys Like Girls, I recognize that name. He probably did. So he like, because I think Hinder was rock, Simple Plan was like pop punk. Headley, oh my god, I haven't heard that name in a while. That was like, I think, pop rock. Boys Like Girls, I think they were pop punk if I remember correctly. Nickelback, there you go, rock. Daughtry, okay, so yeah, so it's a lot of these like massive bands. 1OK Rock, 1 O'Clock, so all of these amazing big massive bands from the 2000s. Because I hadn't listened to a lot of those bands, but I know that those names, yeah. But yeah, so let's see what the song's about. Skillet's lead singer and primary songwriter John Cooper explained the meaning of the song to theskilletsizzle.com. The song is about my relationship with my dad and feeling that I was kind of betrayed by him and all these bad feelings going on. I feel the same. I felt very betrayed by my father when I was growing up. Like yeah, we'll get into that later. But in the end, it came down to forgiveness in the end. when I forgave my dad, there was a real healing that came in my life. And the song The Older I Get was about that. It's saying I wish I could go back, do it all over again. I'd probably make that step earlier towards forgiving him because my life got so much better when I did. 100%. Yeah, I'll talk about this, and then it looks like John goes super deep here, so that'll be another thing I'll talk about. But yeah, I like, you know, in my past, you guys all know, anyone who follows the channel, you know how much, you know, yeah, abuse, trauma kind of was in my household. A lot of shit went on, and like, I hated my father for most of my life, like, absolutely fucking hated him. You know, just sometimes I think like, oh, if he died, like, I just wouldn't care at all. You know what I mean? I've also had thoughts like, I don't want him at my wedding. Like, it was like so much pain in my childhood, like just brutal amounts of pain, and confusion and manipulation and trauma and every kind of abuse you could imagine. And I forgave him, but there's still that wounds there. There's still that, like, I don't trust him. I still don't trust him at all. I'm still guarded around him. Like, I will forgive what's happened, but I won't forget. It's like my nervous system itself doesn't forget what happened. You know what I mean? And so I get this a lot, and the forgiveness did set me free. Like, you know, when I forgave a lot of what he did, I had just this massive emotional release. And I actually had like a knot in my back I've had, like a muscle spasm I've had for years. And I remember I had this like big massive fight with my dad about a year ago, and it was extremely emotional, like a massive just blow up kind of thing, right? And I remember the day after that happened, the knot went away, the spasm. I've never had it since. And it's like, I had that thing for like years. Then like, I went to massage therapists, I went to, like, you know, you name it. I went to physiotherapists. Everyone was like, yeah, you know, there's nothing there. But it was like my back would just like spasm. I couldn't even, like, you know, look over the side fully. Like, it was brutal, and it was like no one knew what to do with it. Apparently I had like a calcium deposit or whatever. And then, yeah, literally had this emotional blow up with my father, and next day was gone, never came back. So it's like, I know how deep, like, these traumas literally like embed themselves in your body, in your muscle tissue. Like, you store traumas and car accidents and, you know, abuse and stuff in your body. And yeah, I'm still working on forgiving my father fully, because I know I still don't fully. It's like, it's almost like, I don't always think it's always a choice in some sense. I think you can forgive as much as you can at that time. I think there's just, like, you're not always aware of what you're not aware of. Like, everyone has blind spots, and everybody represses things, and there's probably pain from my childhood that I've repressed for my entire life that I still I'm not even fully aware of. Like, I don't really have any memories before like the age of like 8 or 7. Like, it was that traumatizing that, like, I bet I have just all of these memories quarantined in my mind because, you know, they're too brutal or whatever. And I know as I get older and as I, you know, become more forgiving for, you know, myself and my father and everybody in my life and everybody who I will come to know, I think that I will unlock some of these memories, and they'll come up, and I'll be able to forgive those too. But it's a process, and I think it goes on for our entire lives. I think that, you know, things constantly come up, and we go, oh shit, I still have that? Or like, oh, I forgot that even existed. And it's just another thing to forgive and let go of. And yeah, there's quite a few things in my life I'm learning to forgive and let go of, but it's tough. Because again, it's not always conscious, it's subconscious, it's within you. You know, it's like it's embedded in your nervous system. You know, sometimes you see a face and you go into rage, or you're like a domesticated dog and you just freeze. You know what I mean? Like a deer in headlights. And like, that stuff isn't conscious. It's not as easy as just going, oh, I forgive you. It's like, you need to really do some deep digging in yourself to really be able to do something with those emotions, you know? But yeah, John Cooper, I think that as humans, that's a tendency, that we get mad and bitter at people and we don't like to forgive. Yeah, but there's a healing that comes with forgiveness in your life, and a freedom that comes when you forgive someone else. And there's a song on the record called The Older I Get. Is a song about my relationship with my dad and feeling that I was kind of betrayed by him and all these bad feelings going on. But in the end, it came down to forgiveness, relating to Don Henley's song, whose song he loves. In the end, yeah, it's the way he said before. Yeah, man, there is a tendency in us to not want to forgive. There's a tendency in us to like literally want to hurt ourselves to hurt somebody else. Like there were moments in my life when I was younger, that I thought of like literally killing myself and writing a letter and telling my mom that I was sorry and that I loved her and that she did everything she could. But just like telling my dad, like, you fucked me up more than I'll ever be able to process, like, you know. And it, like, yeah, there's like so much hurt. Yeah, it was brutal. Like, I don't think a lot of people know when I allude to in some of these videos about some hatred I have in me, or resentment, or pain, and trauma, and wounds. Yeah, it goes really deep. Sometimes, like, sometimes I just think, I'm like, yeah, I'm like, it's like, a lot of the time I think I'm good, and, you know, I'm like, yeah, I've done a lot of work. But sometimes I'm just like, yeah, like when I feel something really deeply that really still hurts, sometimes I can literally be like, yeah, I think I'm like broken beyond repair. I just think there's something like missing in me. Like there's just a void that can't be filled. Like something just snapped and broke when I was a kid. And I don't know if I'll ever be okay. You know, that was one of my like deepest questions when I was younger, is like, will I ever be happy? And I'm a lot happier. And in some ways I would say I'm happy. But I still like in those kind of moments, you know, that moments that we all get in, you know, maybe late at night or something, when there's something to distract us from ourselves. That's when the darkest thoughts and the most apathetic thoughts kind of coil up. Or sometimes early in the morning, like the first thing before the momentum of the day starts, before the rhythm of the day. It's like sometimes it'll just be like this like apathy wash over me. And it's usually when I'm in really stressful situations. But, you know, that's the good thing about good friendship and people that love us, and yeah, and even, you know, when we love ourselves, like, yeah, sometimes when you're having that like just apathetic moments, you just need to like almost hug yourself and just be like, I love you. Because, you know, sometimes not even sometimes, in that moment you feel like no one can love you. Like no one knows you fully, and no one can ever love you fully. But yeah, sometimes you just gotta be there for yourself, and yeah, let the tears out, man. Because I think we hold on to a lot of tears. I think we hold on to a lot of pain. And we don't know how much like we hold on to, and how much we gaslight ourselves emotionally, and how much we tell ourselves, I'll just get over it. Or like we pretend to forgive, but we don't really fully. We just want to forget about it. We just want to forget. But it's like all of that pain is still stored in us, and until we truly let go of it, like it almost has to become so brutal and so painful that we're forced to let go of it. Like again, like when I had that blow up, like it wasn't a choice. It was like the pain in me got so much, like it became unrelenting. It became like a pressure cooker. Like I had shaken a Coke and popped the top, threw like a Mento in or something, and it just exploded. Parts of me and things I had been bottling up inside for my entire life. Like, and it just, but that was so healing. Just being able to say all those things that I never felt safe to say when I was a kid. Like it's yeah, it's a lot. But definitely this was an amazing song. And what are your thoughts? What are your favorite Skillet songs? Let me know down below. And we will be doing this record 100% for one of our Patreon album of the months. So I'll be putting it in the voting queue if no one does. But yeah, we'll be voting for that one in February, because January is Skillet's Dominion. And so, yeah, if you want to check out the entire full album reaction, first link down below to join the Patreon. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, definitely leave a like, leave a comment. And if you guys enjoyed anything I talked about in this video, I talked about a lot of this kind of stuff in my podcast. It's pretty emotionally vulnerable. So yeah, if you want to check that out, go to the, I think there's a link down below, but I don't think it works. So just go to the main homepage and just click where I have my other channel. And that's it. So I'll see all of you guys again tomorrow. I love you.